I mean, Nav talked about a world of continuous education, of going back to school. Can you talk a little bit about that?
But part of it is also to challenge ourselves to rethink what education in the 21st century should be. What should literacy be in the 21st century? Now, I believe that we need to consider computational thinking and making as part of literacy in the 21st century. And I'm a very strong advocate for including these subjects in our curricula, starting in kindergarten.
Guys, Corey, I'm sure you have a lot of openings in cybersecurity right now. There are probably hundreds of people who can be cross-trained. And if you can make that linkage strong and say, you don't need to go to school for 2 years or 3 years, you can go to school for 3 months and do a job that Corey has, that is where the win is in my mind.
Technology, cybersecurity is slightly unique is that most of the most talented people in cybersecurity didn't go to college. And so, because they're hackers that were self-taught and all this other stuff.
The third thing I would say is that in the short term, we really need to think about retraining and what some effective and successful programs should be. And I would like to share with you my favorite case study in retraining, which is a startup called BitSource. This company was started by a gentleman by the name Rusty Justice. So he wanted to train the miners in Kentucky who lost their jobs. And he had the idea that, that miners could code and miners could become data analysts, and created this infrastructure where there was training, there were jobs lined up, and guess what? This group of people who have gone through his program are now happily enjoying safer jobs, more fulfilling jobs, and jobs with even higher salaries.
You know, for all of us, the standard way of how everything's being done probably isn't going to be a good recipe for success as people look to build their careers. They have to sort of look outside they have to color outside the lines, if you will, in terms of solving problems and getting information into their systems to help them advance forward.
Our public education system and higher and academia are notoriously slow to change.
And so, but the thing that I would actually point out is that we have a wide range of educational situations and disparities today. And so I think one of the key things that we actually have to figure out is that it is very, very difficult to actually learn how to code if you actually can't read and you can't actually do basic math. And so I think one of the things I would encourage is that we have the capacity to do computational things in school, but to the parental accountability thing, it may be that we actually have to be more flexible about how we think about sort of like school.
Are we teaching people what they need versus what we are used to teaching? And that's like